It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Charlotte Hornets. So for the Hornets, their last game, a loss to the Kings at Golden One Center. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs. Looking to turn the page here. Guys, the Charlotte Hornets, an organization on the rise, one of the league's smallest markets, but they've been aggressive in extending the contracts of their core players, Jet.
Yeah, they're creating continuity. That's very valuable, and creating a style of play. Developing their young talent is also on their agenda. Michael Jordan and the Charlotte organization. Excuse me, Shaq.
Yeah, hey, don't interrupt.
I apologize.
Come on, let him make it. It was a valid point. It was a valid point, Shaq.
There's more revenue sharing. There's more. There's more revenue sharing in the league right now. Charlotte has been able to amass some good talent without breaking the bank. I apologize, Kenny.
Okay. Apology accepted.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our Hall of Fame sideline reporter David Aldridge. And a special treat here tonight. Joining us courtside is five-time NBA champion Kobe Bryant. Kobe, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
No, I appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure to stop by and help out.
We're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
I'm sure.
Lakers are enjoying this break from the road. With more or less half of the NBA season in the books, things have not been going their way.
And it's the last time they'll see these guys. A two-game season series, and after losing that first one, I'd expect them to play with a little extra added motivation.
Greg, going winless against any team is not your desire. I mean, no matter how many or how few times you face them, that's not something you want on your ledger. That'll be motivation enough for them today, all by itself.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, Luke Walton played 10 seasons in the NBA, but it wasn't until near the end in 2011 that he started to consider coaching. Walton says, "I never thought about it until I hurt my back." Now, while he was out of action, Phil Jackson invited him to sit in on the coaches' meetings. Walton said, "I realized that I like that side of the game." And Kevin, he succeeded Phil Jackson as head coach of the Lakers. Back to you.
It definitely did, David. He won titles when he played for the Lakers. Now he'll try to bring that winning mindset back to L.A. Kobe, that fadeaway jump shot of yours is such a foundational part of your game. What's the key to that particular shot? And who's carrying the torch for that shot now?
Well, yeah, the fadeaway is there's different ways to shoot the fadeaway. There's a Hakeem Olajuwon way of shooting the fadeaway. There's a Michael way of shooting the fadeaway.
Oscar used to do it, and I know you.
Oscar used to do it quite a bit. So I try to use bits and pieces from each, depending on the defender that I'm facing. But yeah, there's certain players that are carrying that shot now. LeBron shoots the fadeaway quite often, as does KD. He shoots it a lot. Clay will shoot it. Kawhi will shoot it quite a bit off the pull-up jumpers and things of that sort. So there are a lot of players doing it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Hornets. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the 3 slot. Dishes it to Howard. Here's Williams. Here's Lamb. And no good that time. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Well, if you're going to win, you've got to shoot a good percentage from the stripe. And for them, they have no one to blame but themselves.
Howard dishes to Batum. Outside Williams. Over in the corner, Lamb. And slam dunk by Lamb.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max force throwdown.
Ball kicks to Randall. Feeds to Lopez. Picked by Randall. The dish now to Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Fires at the elbow. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Ingram's got his first points in this one. Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. The kick out to Williams. Howard, the pass to Lamb. Stolen by Ball. There's the foul. That's on Jeremy Lamb. That's his first foul. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Caldwell Pope outside. Picked by Randall. Lopez, a screen on Batum. Back to Caldwell Pope. Ball kicks to Randall. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And it's Ingram missing. Charlotte's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Kobe, a big part of the talent evaluation today is the psychological impact and that aspect, which I think will lead teams toward one prospect over another. If you were looking for personality traits in players and you were making that decision for a team, what trait would you value the most in a player?
No, curiosity. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's curiosity.
Why so?
Because curious people will always ask why things work or don't work.
And you were a big why asked.
You have to, because that's the only reason you win, is when you can figure out why things happen or didn't happen. Right? If you lose a game, a curious person won't point the finger. A curious person will say, well, why did we lose? Instead of just saying them,
right.
They're going to look at, go back and check the film and ask questions. Okay, why did we mess up there? Why did we blow that coverage there?
Here's Batum. Following the basket by Contavious Caldwell Pope. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Some say, Kobe, that the shooting guard crop in the NBA right now, a little light in terms of depth, not quite as many top 2 guards as we used to see play the game. Who do you like among some of the 2 guards you see now in the NBA?
Well, it depends who we're considering a 2 guard.
Right, because they just blend,
twos,
don't they?
The threes, they all just blend.
Combo guards are playing some forward position. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. So, shooting guards to me are guards that have to do everything. You have to be able to play the post. You have to be able to play the perimeter. You have to be able to play the point. You have to do everything. So I'll put Russell Westbrook in that category. I'll put James Harden in that category. I'll put Kawhi Leonard in that category. There's a lot of players I'm forgetting. Even Giannis, I would say, is 2 guard because of what he does.
Yes.
So there's a lot of talented guards out there.
Did you like the ball in your hand, bringing it up, or would you have rather someone else bring it up, then get it to you in the half court, and then do what you did?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm jealous about Michael. Because Michael didn't have to do that. He had Pippen.
Yes, right. Who always brought it up.
Yeah, yes, so he could focus on coming off the screens and catching and shooting. He didn't have to think about facilitating first. He could think about scoring and then passing out of double teams.
Here's Ball. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Launches a 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Ball's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Yeah, it's a quirky release. There's no denying that. But he's a reliable shooter and scorer from the perimeter. Lonzo Ball making it happen.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Los Angeles leading by 3. And Kobe, you talked about coming off screen. Some guys come off a screen and kind of just lollygag. You came off and you passed the ball and then get back at it again.
Efficient.
Explode off those screens.
Angles, right?
Yes.
You got to be able to read those things. And when you're catching, you're in attack mode all the time. But then that's it's demoralizing to the defense.
I'm sure it is.
You're always on.
Yeah.
You're always looking. You're always checking. You're always in fear that he's going to attack. So, yeah, we always try to keep our foot in the gas.
Always.
Our foot in the throat.
Yeah. Now, here's Walker. Following the miss by Lonzo Ball.
Tell you what, Walker is an exceptional scorer. I mean, a clever guard who wreaks havoc with his quickness and ball skills.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And high-quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year.
The first free throw is good. And with all the different technological advances in the league, you see a lot of player and coaches now reviewing clips and tablets and a lot of film sessions. I know you used to study a lot of the league's videotapes. How much easier is film study now, say, from the time in the late 90s when you got in the NBA?
It's so much easier.
Really?
Oh, my God. When I used to get in the hotel rooms, you used to have to call the front desk. They used to roll up the TV on the wheels.
With the VCR machine.
With the VCR connected to it, right? And I have to have all of these tapes. And you got to put the tape in, and you got to rewind it, and you got to fast forward it, rewind it.
Yeah.
Now it's just everything's right there in front of you, right? And it's very easy to skip and go to the next game and then jump back to the game before or fast forward to the fourth quarter. I mean, it's so easy now.
Well, Kobe, something that's such a huge tool in the NBA and the team's offense is the pick and roll, the screen roll game. You've done it as well as anybody. Just how are the nuances and the attention to detail important?
And sweet drive there. KCP, a smooth operator with terrific straight line speed.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. They recover it. Williams for three. Ball with the rebound.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Lopez, a screen on Walker. Ball, and again Los Angeles with the triple. Talk, Kobe, about some of the great one-on-one scores. You might be the best ever, actually. But when you take a look at the crop now, who are some good guys in that one-on-one category that you like?
Kyrie's sensational. Yeah,
great handle. How about his handle? Like one of the best ever now.
Yeah, but he can post too, though. That's the thing, is he can post up. He can turn left shoulder. He can turn right shoulder. He can shoot a left-hand jump hook coming across the middle. He can pull up going left. He can pull up going right. He can attack off the handle. He can attack off a triple threat. You know, he's built the game without any weaknesses. I think most players, should be thankful that he's not 6'6".
You're right. Cause he'd be Kobe Bryant then. You're right. He'd be Kobe Bryant. But I always thought that, when his dad played big-time college basketball, played in Australia, your dad played. I mean, there is something inherent, regardless of how much, that comes from the son of a pro player.
Growing up overseas as well.
Exactly, in Australia.
Growing up overseas as well. And look at his game being so fundamentally sound and having the basic structure. There's a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely. Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Zubac is checked in for Lopez. Fry comes in for Ingram. And Thomas subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Williams. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Carter Williams in for Kemba Walker.
You know, you look at Ball's size and speed and confidence, very impressive. An exciting prospect who I think has an all-star future.
Now the pass to Monk. Here's Hernan Gomez. He's guarded by Thomas. Carter Williams, the pass to Hernan Gomez. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Well, Kobe, you look at all the former defensive player of the year, and they're almost always big men. You were a 9-time first-team all-defensive selection in the NBA. Do you think guards sometimes get overlooked at the impact they have in a game, in a play?
Yeah, they definitely do.
All the time, huh?
I think the bigs have a huge responsibility in protecting the rim, and those things are very easy to measure.
Right, block shots.
Blocks
and exactly.
Rebounding,
altering
shots or defensive rebounds. For guards, it's tougher. Guards is tougher. But still in all, there's some guards out there who have done it. You know, Michael and Gary Payton and, you know, Kawhi Leonard, I count him as a guard. You know, they're just phenomenal defensive players.
Where does that mindset come from, that defensive mindset, when you're an offensive gifted player like yourself?
Well, I think that's a truly competitive person. You know, some players will call themselves competitive, but you're not truly competitive if you only compete at one end of the floor. That's not what true competitive people do.
Left side, Thomas. And another basket for the Lakers. Kobe, for a guy like yourself who made an incredible amount of three-point shots during your career, what is it like watching Steph Curry? Just how much has he changed the league? It was always watching the dunks of Jordan. Now we got kids that want to shoot the ball from distance.
Yeah, shooting the ball from distance now has kind of become like a home run in baseball, right? Where it's exciting to watch the ball in flight. I think it's great because it just adds more love to the game, more things that players could do that, or kids can do that can't dunk. Right? It's like dunking was the thing, right? But now the kids that can dunk, there's something else that's fun. There's something else that's entertaining, like shooting threes. Right? So
boy, that takes a lot of work. Huh?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it's a lot of repetition.
Hundreds of shots daily.
Yeah, and it's a lot of repetition. You know, Steph, you watch him out there playing and making all these shots. He's put in hours and hours and hours of hard work and continues to do so.
Zubac's no good. Hornets trail by 6. So last season, Kobe, one of the closest MVP races we've had in a long time, came down to Westbrook and Harden. Who did you think was going to win before the results came out, and why?
Yeah, I didn't even stop to think about that because they're both like little brothers to me. So even though I could sit there and say,
LA
okay,
kids too.
Yeah, like I know them both extremely well, and they're both extremely deserving of it. So I refuse to split it.
Yeah,
you know, they're both my guys.
And different kinds of games, and both sensational individual players.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they can do so many things in the game, and now I think the next progression for them is to be able to dominate the game off the ball just as much as they can dominate on the ball, right? Because in the playoffs, the defense has a hard time finding them.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Thomas. And to have the ball in your hands at all times, always bringing it up. It's exhausting, though, right? That's what they say.
But
now,
for you, the defense sees you, right? Yeah. So if you're handling the ball, the defense has eyes on you at all times. You're here. You're right in front of the defense. When you don't have the ball, you're moving behind them. Curry moves behind. He'll bring it up, pass it, and now he's running off the screens behind the defense, right? And it's hard to find him.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
I know.
Jordan, flare picks, down screens, slicing into the post, right? Coming up to the pinch post. All those operational things take place behind the view of the defense.
Passes it to Zubac. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. And the Lakers lead by 6. And the trend around the league, Kobe, is more offense, more three-pointers, certainly spacing, fluid offense. Scoring is up around the league in a measurable way from, it seems like, year to year. Do you like the way this is trending, or do you think the NBA should maybe put a governor on this, harness it in just a little bit?
Well, I think it'll swing back to the way, I mean.
Do you?
Yeah, because the game has gone through that progression before. And, you know, it's constantly evolving. And so I think you'll see it swing back eventually. You'll have a couple teams that are just big and, you know, may have a dominant post player, and all of a sudden you're going inside, and then that team will win a championship, and then the rest of the teams in the league will try to copycat the way the game is played that way. Then things will swing back. So it's just natural evolution of the game, I think.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Free throw, good from Fry. And over the course of your career, Kobe, 5 NBA championships. Are there any of those that really stand out among the 5 that you accumulated?
The last one, beating the Celtics. That was the hardest one by far to get.
Why so?
Well, you know, we're going into Boston now with the series tied 1-1. And Boston is absolutely excited about having the split and going home now and having 3 games at home, thinking that the series was not going to come back to LA. And so that was an interesting playing flight for us, and then to go out and get the very next game, just to go down 3-2, coming back to LA, and then to finally pull out that series after being down 15 in the fourth quarter against the Celtics. Gotta get it done, man.
Right side, Thomas. It's deflected.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
11 feet away. Ennis misses. Hornets trail by 6. Carter Williams dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Hernan Gomez. And here is Los Angeles now. Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to Sacramento.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yep, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out. Hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
Here's Carter Williams. That shot no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Charlotte, where they fell to the Hornets.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
I'd venture to guess, Greg, that if that game was played in their building instead of on the road, they win it.
Trying his luck deep. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Thomas. Monk with the ball. He's got 9. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Carter Williams. Over Ennis. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be back with you shortly. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
They've got Julius Randle. Thomas is out there with Ennis. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Kuzma in at the small forward. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And you look at the NBA today and the social media, Kobe, a lot easier for NBA players to connect with fans over that social media platform. However, it's also easier to get people in trouble. Players have got to keep that periscope up, so to say. How hard do you think that is to manage?
Well, I think now in this particular generation, the sensitivity towards things you may hear or see on social media is much different than it would have been years ago. In other words, nowadays for athletes to be on social media, it's more easily tolerable for them to say something, right? Or to be able to speak their mind.
Yes.
And I think the important thing is just the consistency in that. If you have a thought and you want to say it, right? Put it out on social media. Do whatever it is that you want to do with it. The key is just to be consistent and be who you are, not be afraid to be who you are.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. So I think for players, Kobe, when they've been criticized on social media, I think they feel it's better to sleep on a reply and see if that same thought still resonates the next morning. Because a lot of in the heat of a post game, you read something, guys go off.
Yeah, they do. And at the same time, when that does happen, because it's going to happen, no matter how many times we say it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And when it does happen, to be able to step back and say, okay, yeah, that's how I felt in the moment, and I said what I felt, and here's why I felt that way, and now you're ready to move on. I mean, it's a lot like life. I mean, people say stuff all the time that they don't necessarily mean, right?
I never felt, though, that you ever said anything that you truly did not believe in your heart.
Yeah, well, I think most people do, right? When you're having a moment, you're looking at it, you say, you know what, should I send this out on social media? Yeah, I really believe this. I really do. And then you send it, and the next morning you're like, oh, no, what did I do? What?
You had no regrets, sir?
No, I mean, everything's a life lesson for me.
For all of us.
Yeah.
Ennis misses.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. And the Lakers lead by 6. And after 20 years in the NBA, Kobe, you were able to play with so many teammates. Can you make a short list of some of your favorites over the years?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Pau Gasol for me. Derek Fisher.
And a quality person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, right.
You know? And Derek Fisher, Ronnie Turioff, who's one of my all-time favorites. Lamar Odom, Shaq, obviously, Robert Horry, Rick Fox. I mean, I've been very fortunate to play with some great teams. Horace Grant, AC Green. I mean, the list goes. Ron Harper. I mean, I can go on and on all day long. Brian Shaw. I mean, I was very fortunate to have some really good teammates.
2 on the clock. They'll go get another chance. Back to Randall. The pass to Zubac. Ennis kicks to Randall. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Thomas with another miss.
I tell you what, he's doing his best to contribute, but he's been out of sync, out of rhythm. Luckily, his team still is in front.
Well, it seems like with more threes and more skill-based play, the league is adapting more of a European style of play. You grew up in Italy, Kobe. You know about that style. You appreciated that style. How did that impact your personal development as a player?
Well, tremendously. I mean, if you look at the era in which I grew up in Italy, you look at the players that came out of it. I mean, it's myself, Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili. I mean, there's a lot of players that grew up in that same time frame that play the game fundamentally sound, because I think all the coaches here in America are doing camps and clinics for coaches overseas.
Like Hubie Brown, right?
Exactly.
He would always go overseas in the summer.
Exactly. And so we were products of that teaching. So all of our coaches growing up were implementing the fundamentals and the basics of the game taught by these amazing American coaches. And so we were kind of fortunate in terms of the time that we grew up.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Howard's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Williams comes in for Kaminsky. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. And Walker subbed in for Carter Williams. Here's Ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And Lopez gets it to go. And Kobe, while those coaches were imparting the fundamentals abroad, did that get lost in translation, you think, here in the States?
Well, I think they just took it for granted. I think players took it for granted. And you start seeing the teaching starts slipping. It's like, you know, if you have a parent that's constantly telling you to clean your room, after a while, you start tuning out the parent.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that is what happened here in America, which is why you see some of our fundamental skills erode over time.
Are you saying that your girls, your 14, your 11, they tune you out?
Oh, my God, yes. I could say something 1,000,000 times, but if Beyonce says it one time,
it's law.
That's it. Like, dude, I've been saying the same thing for years. No one listens to me.
Over in the corner, Williams. Back to Walker. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Walker's got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And Kobe, did the Laker front office ever talk to you or just brush an idea past you to get your opinion on things, whether it be a trade or a free agent signing or whatever?
No, we never really did that. We never had that kind of working relationship. And I think it's actually better that way because then it enables me to have a better relationship with the guys where they know I'm not involved in those decisions. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Because if so, it makes it weird. That relationship, guys get traded and teammates are looking at you and it's hard for them to trust you and all sort of stuff. The most conversation I had was with Dr. Buss in this very shaky time.
Yes.
Where I voiced my concerns and he said, listen, I promise you, you see the right trade, you will pull the trigger and I'm going to do everything I can to get you a championship. I promise you that. And after he said that, I trusted him completely. That was that. And then the following year, he made a beautiful trade for Pau Gasol.
He sure did. And a couple championships.
And a couple championships.
Worked out well.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Lamb, good. Well, you got to play against some great defenders in the NBA like Draymond Green of Golden State and others. What are some of the things that, I mentioned Draymond Green, that he does as a player that you think separates him from the rest of the defensive guys in the league?
He does his research. He does his homework.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tell. When you watch him play, he puts himself in position before the offensive player even attacks. And how does he know that? Because he's watching film. He studies. He knows the player's tendencies. And so when you mix in the research to go along with his frame and the quick hands and the foot speed, then you have a defensive player that's a force.
Corner shot. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist from Randall. Caldwell Pope's got 8 points. Hey, Kobe, in recent years, we've seen a lot of players choosing in free agency to join up, join forces, join friends. They're talented players. Think of Durant and Golden State, the big three with LeBron going down to Miami. What are your thoughts on that trend?
Well, everybody's got to do what they feel is best for them. Personally, it wasn't really my cup of tea. I'd much rather compete against those guys and do it that way. If winning in LA wasn't going to happen, then it just wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to leave and go someplace else and join forces to try to win a championship.
How about recruiting players, like say, hey, come to the Lakers and you and I can do something special here?
Yeah, listen, that's fine. That happens. Players talk to each other, play with each other. But it never crossed my mind to try to recruit another top player that I'm competing against.
Interesting.
Never. I've always wanted to compete against them. So that's a little strange to me.
Here's Batum, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
And he knocks down the first one. And you think, Kobe, of these super teams, it's like they need backup. Like a buddy, like walking down the hall in high school with the bigger guy, right? I don't sense you ever...
No, but it's like, growing up, I watched Magic and Michael go at it. I watched Magic and Bird go at it. I don't want to see them play together. Personally, I don't want to see that. Like, what would my childhood be if Magic and Bird played on the same team? What would we be watching?
Magic's Lakers, Jordan's Bulls, Bird's Celtics.
Yeah. It's
not so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so.
If you ask Larry, you ask Magic, you ask me. They'd much rather compete against each other. Because you bring out the best in each other. They would have won every single championship from now until the day they retire if they played together, right? But that's not the point. The point is the competition.
And your team.
Yes.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Walker the pass to Howard. Hey, Kobe, when you take a look at great NBA rivalries, your mind goes more to the past than the present. I'm not sure why that is, but maybe you can enlighten us why rivalries seem to matter more or more in our minds from yesteryear as opposed to today.
Because we can recall where we were when. Right? The recollection is always more powerful in retrospect, right? That's always, you remember where you were when Magic hit that running hook shot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some people can remember where they were when Nelson hit that shot that bounced off the back of the rim and almost touched the rafters and fell back in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's those memories that create a lasting impact. And even though in today's game, you can look at it and say, there's no real rivalries in today's game, there are. if they're only sink in over time.
So you think the Cleveland Golden State rivalry, because the greats are on opposite sides there, will linger and will resonate like that?
Absolutely.
And that one's good by Lopez.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin, rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
And Kobe, your spectacular high school career at Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia, in that Philadelphia area, paved the way for your NBA career. Talk about some of the highlights of your days in high school.
Well, my days in high school they were fun. I mean, I played at a small high school called Lower Merion High School, so not too many people heard of it. You know, when you come to Philadelphia, the schools that you hear of are Overbrook, where Wilt Chamberlain went to school, Bartram, right, where Earl the Pearl Monroe went to school, right? But you never heard of little old Lower Merion High School, right? So it was a huge honor to be able to bring a state championship to Lower Merion and kind of put Lower Merion on the map, and that's the most exciting part about it.
Oh, a terrific story indeed. A huge honor, I'm sure. Howard with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Howard kicks to Batum. Screen by Howard. The kick out to Williams. The rebound by the Lakers. And Kobe, you've had so many fans from high school that carried over to your NBA days. In the stands now, in fact, you'll see fans with Lower Merion High School jerseys on.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
How cool is that? You know, to actually be able to see a bunch of Aces jerseys in the crowd when literally nobody knew where Lower Merion was. There's actually a school called Upper Merion. So everybody used to confuse the two. It's just say, hey, yeah, I saw you when you played at Upper Merion. Say, hold on, dude. No, Lower Merion, man. Get it right. Don't forget it, Lower Merion.
Kicks it to Fry. Now the feed to Ball. No good on the triple.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And that one falls for Williams.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
And the Hornets making a change here. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Nicholas Batum. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Monk. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Kemba Walker.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Thomas passes to Zubac. And Fry kicks to Zubac. Here's Ennis. Softly drops in the floater. Ennis has got his first bucket in this one.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
Well, Kobe, I know you've got to go, but it's been a real treat for you to join us tonight. I know our fans have all enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Looking forward to doing this again.
The great Kobe Bryant. And Clark, you've been broadcasting for the entire span of Kobe's playing career. How is it to share a booth with someone who you've watched progress throughout their entire career?
Well, it certainly reminds me that I'm moving into that last block on the demographic charts. I'm in the early third quarter, if you will, that's for sure. But it's a treat because it's wonderful to see how he grew as a player and as a man, and much respect for Kobe Bryant because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and doing great things off the court, too.
And Fry kicks to Ennis, takes a three. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Charlotte leading by 8. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Kidd-Gilchrist, the pass to Hernan Gomez. There's the pick. He dishes it to Carter Williams. He kicks it to Williams. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And Carter Williams is really a gifted passer. Great vision.
For Charlotte, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. And here is Thomas. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, passed the ball well that last time out. Pinpoint passes and racked up a bunch of assists.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Hornets lead by 11. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Michael, you guys have had it going offensively. How have you been able to make all of this happen from your position?
Just trying to get everybody involved, really. And we're just trying to work together as a team. We need everybody to win.
So far, so good. Thanks a lot, Mike. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Shaq, your thoughts on the Hornets?
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the refs to make a call, put them in a position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. It's been a clinic from Brook Lopez.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Clark, when you played, you had some great footwork in the paint. Which big men today impress you with their footwork in the paint, in the post?
Man, I tell you, one of the guys I've always loved watching do his thing inside is Zach Randolph. I tell you what, he grits and grinds as well as anybody, and his touch and footwork exquisite because he's not an overpowering or overwhelming athlete. Karl Anthony Towns much the same way. Fairly low to the ground in how they play, but extremely effective in being able to get the position and shot they want. And Enes Kanter, a guy who's starting to impress with his footwork as well.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the 3. Williams a screen, and it's sent back by Lopez.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
Floats one, and the shot is good. The Hornet lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Ball.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Lamb with the ball, now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Dishes it to Howard. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Walker with the three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game, and that'll be the middle game of their 5 and their longest homestand of the year. Ball kicks to Caldwell Pope. Lopez a screen. 6 to shoot. Looking to get it going. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Here's Lamb. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
You know, Ball, despite the quirkiness of the shot, he does have a quick release, so you got to know he's a threat to score whenever he has it in his hands.
Howard with a screen on Caldwell Pope. Here's Lamb, and Lamb slams it home.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Lopez, a second chance effort, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Hey, Brook Lopez getting after it. He is one of the better offensive rebounders in the game. And, you know, the big man, Brook Lopez, because he's so skilled as a scorer, doesn't get the credit he deserves defensively. He's not the most fleet-footed, that's for sure, but inside, I mean, he uses his size well to protect the rim.
That's good from Lopez. And the other critique of Brook Lopez at the defensive end has been his rebounding. Not, Clark, the kind of numbers you expect from a 7-footer.
But ironically, Kevin, his team rebounds better when he's on the floor, though. Both he and his brother Robin are very good at boxing out, using their body and their size, and that leaves their teammates available to chase down rebounds.
To the inside, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And it's Walker penetrating, and it's Howard finishing it off. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
And love how Howard throws it down. Just spectacular to watch on these alley-oops, given his strength.
Picked by Randall. Ball dishes to Randall. Feeds it to Ball. Lopez sets a screen for Ball. Over Walker. Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Ball.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
To the middle, stolen by Caldwell Pope. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Randall. Excellent D there from Williams. Charlotte leading by 5. Outside, Walker. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
That's good from Kemba Walker. Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
Well, you look at the Lakers as an organization, and we know historically one of the great sports organizations in any sport. The reputation, though, has been slipping a bit in recent years. The front office moves last season bringing what they hope will be some stability and certainly a bit more prestige to the team.
Outside Batum. Lamb passes to Williams. Good on the bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And when you look at the Lakers' new front office, do you think it'll be an improvement?
Time will tell, Kevin. I think that's hard to predict. The pieces certainly lean towards success, but it's a hard job. Certainly there's more credibility now. I don't think there's any question about that.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Williams. And Marvin Williams, for a long while, had been viewed as a tweener. You know, a player who was stuck somewhere, Greg, between the small and power forward positions.
Yeah, and for a lot of players, that is plenty to get you minutes. I mean, Williams has improved on his defense here later in his career, and he shot more threes, and it's really become a weapon for him over the course of his career.
Lakers trail by 10. Ball kicks to Randall. Now the dish to Ball. A 3-ball. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Howard's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Passes it to Lamb. Now here's Walker. He's covered closely. It's deflected.
Ball size and timing really an asset when it comes to him blocking shots.
Here's Caldwell Pope and the Lakers with another miss.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Picked by Randall. Ball kicks to Randall. Over Williams. Los Angeles with another miss.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Walker goes in. It's tipped. 5 on the clock. Lets it go with a 3. Williams can't hit. Lakers trail by 12. Caldwell Pope outside. Pass the ball. Lopez, a screen on Walker. Here's Ball. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
He has still not missed a shot. Where would they be today without it?
Outside, Batum. Williams against Randall. Off target at the rim. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Ingram dishes the ball. Caldwell Pope outside. Now here's Ball. 15 points in the game. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got his 16th rebound on the night. Now Walker. He feeds it to Williams. It's tipped.
Does not have a shot blocker's reach, but Randall makes up for it with excellent anticipation.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. The Hornets also changing it up. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Williams, and Monks subbed in for Kemba Walker. Over in the corner, Lamb. And the Hornets miss again. Lakers trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Thomas. From deep three-point range, try. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Monk with the ball. Thomas is on him. Kaminsky, the pass to Batum. Kicks to Lamb. There's a good screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get the rebound. Monk. Howard kicks to Batum. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Batum's got the lead up to 12 now for the Hornets. Los Angeles calls timeout.
And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
Some changes for Charlotte. Hernangomez is checked in for Howard. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Lamb. Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And Greg, as you said, Monk has that ability to take over with his shooting.
I mean, Monk looks to get going with his scoring at all times, and he's just got that shooter's mentality where all shots are good shots. That can be a positive and a negative, but I prefer he have that aggressive mentality when it comes to scoring the basketball.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close range points. You got to have those.
That's good from Thomas. And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds. In league history, only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game, I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Here's Ennis. Hernangomez grabs the miss. Hernangomez has got 5 rebounds tonight. Monk with the ball. Thomas is on him. The shot by Monk is no good. Lakers trail by 8. Ennis kicks to Thomas. There's a screen. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Kuzma can't get it to go. Charlotte's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Charlotte.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
That one misses. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist. He is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Now we'll check across the NBA the best shooters from the stripe. Number 5 is Isaiah Thomas.
I mean, he's not going to miss many foul shots. That's for sure. He is a machine when he gets to the charity stripe.
First free throw is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
And Ennis drops them both. 1:11 left to play here in the third. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Carter Williams. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. And the Hornets lead by 6.
Carter Williams is a wily, wiry athlete who finishes well through contact. There's little you can do short of fouling him to keep him from making these shots.
Fires from 14. They get it back. Here's Zubats. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Charlotte leading by 6. Monk kicks to Kaminsky. Sinks the three-pointer. Kaminsky's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Love the unselfishness of Monk there. I mean, love seeing him find the open man.
Now, here's Zubats. Defense is right there.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And the first one drops. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Monk. 11 points in the game. Kid Gilchrist sends the pick for Monk. The pass to Kid Gilchrist. Clock at 4. Hernan Gomez kicks to Carter Williams. Over Ennis. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. And so it's Charlotte bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Three quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Here's Thomas. You've got Ennis. Channing Frye out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Kuzma in at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Here's Frye. That's tipped. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Thomas. Hernangomez passes to Carter Williams. Lays it up off the glass. Carter Williams has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Hornets. Thomas kicks to Fry. Back to Thomas. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Now here's Carter Williams. Defense is right there, and the shot goes in. Carter Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Julius Randle's checked in for Los Angeles. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Walker's checked in. Lakers trail by 9. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And there's the feed to Ennis. Here's Zubac, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Well, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte. Back to Carter Williams. He dishes it to Kaminsky. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Lakers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Ennis, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Lakers breathe a sigh of relief this summer, retaining their lottery pick that had a greater than 50-50 chance of falling to the 76ers.
And you know what, Kevin? That's a huge boost for the franchise, drafting Lonzo Ball. They kept their pick, but that means they will lose their 2018 pick. No upside to losing games this season. They're going all in.
The first free throw is good. Some changes for Charlotte. Dwight Howard's checked in for Hernangomez. Williams comes in for Frank Kaminsky. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Carter Williams. And so he hits both. Hornets leading by 5. Walker with it. Picked by Williams. Walker goes in. That's good from Williams, the assist by Walker. And that's now 17 points for Williams.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Ennis kicks to Lopez. Here's Randle. Williams with the block. Second shot opportunity. Randle with the bucket.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
And Walker kicks to Howard. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Ingram's running. Yep, it counts.
How about that endless wingspan of Ingram? I mean, really causing the opposition a lot of problems.
And Brandon Ingram, the second overall pick in 2016 out of Duke. What do you make of his rookie season?
You know, very much a work in progress. You have to remember how young he is. Didn't turn 19 until 3 months before the draft. And he's still rail thin. So he's got a chance to improve very quickly over the next few seasons as his body continues to mature.
And the free throw, no good.
You know, Ingram shot over 40% from three-point range his only season at Duke. Didn't hit near that mark in his rookie season with the Lakers, but no surprise, he's got to learn how to get his shot at the NBA level. But I think he's going to improve in that area and be a heck of a player going forward.
On the wing, the 2. Walker dishes to Batum. Back to Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
And these dunk attempts are just too easy for Howard. All he has to do is rise up, and he's golden.
The Lakers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And Ingram has struggled at the free throw line, both in the NBA and in college.
Yeah, and you know, I would agree with this assessment from scouts. Typically, free throw shooting percentage is really a little better predictor of a player's overall marksmanship. Still, I think Ingram's shooting will improve dramatically because he's got a nice looking shot, the mechanics. Now it's just about the quality of shots he gets and getting stronger, and he'll figure that out.
And Batum kicks to Howard.
Good talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
And like Shaq in the past, it takes a ton to stop Howard on these shots. Simply bodying him sometimes isn't enough.
Howard against Lopez. Here's Ball. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Charlotte leading by 4. And Lamb kicks to Batum. The kick out to Walker. Dishes it to Williams. Here's Lamb. And Lamb slams it home.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Showing quickness off the dribble, something that separates Randall from most other power forwards.
Howard with a screen on Lopez. Walker goes in. Nobody near Williams. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Lonzo Ball picks one up.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Brook Lopez, one of the Lopez twins, 2 7-footers who were both drafted out of Stanford in 2008.
Yeah, and Brook went 10th, Kevin. Robin went 15th. That might be the best combined draft order of brothers in the history of the league. I mean, they've both become quality starting centers in the NBA. Brook more of an offensive player. Robin more of a Velcro kind of guy.
Screen by Howard. Walker the pass to Howard. 6 on the shot clock. Batum, good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Lakers trail by 9. Here's Ball. He kicks to Caldwell Pope. Lopez a screen. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Lopez sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Strong screen there from Lopez, who just removed the defender from the equation.
Williams a screen. Batum dishes to Walker. Over in the corner, Lamb. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 9 assists now tonight. Lakers have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Timeout called the Lakers.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
Their losing streak had gotten to the point where anybody had to put his foot down. And even though there were other more probable candidates, he's been the one to take over that leadership role. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Luke Walton was saying to the team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Thank you, David. Hornets leading by 10. Outside, Walker feeds it to Howard. Here's Batum. Batum with another miss.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Releases. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot. Clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
And Lamb kicks to Walker. The dish now to Howard. 3 on the clock. Puts one up from 19. Again, Batum missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Passes it to Ball. Here's Ingram. It doesn't go for him. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Kept alive. Here's Williams. And a wide open look for Walker. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, and then knifing into the middle. Caldwell Pope, not just a perimeter threat. Young fella can elevate.
Screen by Howard. The kick out to Williams. No good with the triple. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Ingram with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. I mean, with his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great.
That one is off. And the Lakers making a change here. Thomas is checked in. And he's good on the second. Hornets leading by 7. Walker the pass to Batum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. And that's now 11 points for Nicholas Batum. Lopez a screen. Here's Thomas. Almost, but it rolls out. Charlotte's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the 4th and been successful 3 times. Screen by Howard. Right side, Batum. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Walker. Here's Williams. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
Well, he's done it again right there on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a great stretch that he's having here, and boy, I really admire his energy.
One shot.
Clark, when you played, did you have any superstitions or a game day ritual that you would follow?
Superstitions are a waste of time in my book, Kevin. I had none, not any. I liked my pregame nap. I'd get a good pregame meal, and then it was about focusing on my assignment for that particular game at night or day. Superstitions, I know a lot of guys have them. They weren't part of my toolkit.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has, to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Shot's good by Walker.
Boy, this little fella, Kemba Walker, is a treat to watch, especially when he takes it all the way to the cup. He's got explosive speed and finishes with ease on the drive.
Lopez a screen. Deflects the pass and stolen by Howard. Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Thomas. No good from Lamb. Lakers trail by 12. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Lamb. Lopez a screen to the paint. Here's Ball. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Ball's got 19 points.
Well, I tell you what, Ball doing a nice job using his size down in the post, rising up above his defender to get that one to go down.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Charlotte.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
A two-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And, Greg, that's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Howard.
Boy, I liked how he mixed it up on the glass. Wasn't afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. Showed some real grit and toughness tonight.
And the Hornets making a change here. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Lamb. And it's Carter Williams in for Walker.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thomas, no good.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Here's Kuzma. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Michael, the key to this game for the team tonight?
It was just a team effort. You know, we moved the ball on defense. We were trying to help everybody out and be in the right spots all the time, and we were able to come up with the win.
Part of a rebuilding team here, Michael. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.